Hey y'all, it's Sierra. I'm back with another video. This video is going to be a walkthrough of the Uncover Your Past Lives Oracle by Mandy Peterson. So if you know me, you know that I am obsessed with past lives right now. That is something that I have been looking into, both my past lives and the past lives of my son, and the people that I've come across in this lifetime. Now, what got me so interested in the topic, for one, I've always just thought it was interesting, but I found out this year what karmic relationships are. And I had been affected by several karmic relationships all at one time. I had 3 of them. 2 of them were romantic relationships, and one was with someone that I worked with that was not a romantic connection. But basically, they were tumultuous relationships, like love-hate type of dynamics between these people. And me just going on my spiritual journey, I ended up learning about what a karmic relationship was, and that if you are in a karmic relationship, you had a past life with that person. There was something that you all were supposed to learn, something you all were supposed to help each other do or evolve from, and you're basically repeating lessons if you didn't learn your lesson in the past lifetime. So it's kind of, the ones that I had were pretty much narcissist empath kind of relationship, me being the empath, the other people being the narcissist. So that's how I got into past lives. So I have been looking for a past life deck. I know that Doreen Virtue had one. I really didn't like it. I saw some walkthroughs on it, didn't really like it. And then I recently got this deck, the Art History for Past Lives. But it still doesn't have everything that I would want to see in a past life deck, although it is a very good deck. Alright y'all, I'm back. I had to cut the camera off because I was sneezing like repeatedly, and I know y'all don't want to hear that. But anyways, I was talking about the Art History Tarot for Past Lives. So this doubles as a tarot deck. You can use it strictly as a tarot deck. Let me show y'all one of the cards. So if you see at the bottom, it says 5 of S. So you can use this as the 5 of Swords, or you can use it for the keyword, which is violence. Sometimes the keywords kind of fit with the tarot deck, the tarot card that it corresponds with. Sometimes it doesn't. Like for example, this one says Europe, so you would need to use this either as a location card, or you could use it as the star card, the tarot. So you would have to pick which one you were wanting to use that card for. So I do like that deck. I've been using it. I actually used it today before I realized this one came in the mail. But this one has a lot more cards in it. It has just so many different ways you can use it, which you'll see once I start showing you the cards. Now, typically when I do a walkthrough, it's without me talking. So it's just me showing the cards with music in the background. This time I think I'm gonna actually do a walkthrough where I'm talking and saying what's on the cards, just because it's kind of hard for you all to be able to see all the different ways you can use the cards if I'm not explaining it to you. So this might be a long video, just bear with me. I may do a walkthrough where I'm just showing the cards and not talking, for those who don't want to really hear the descriptions of the cards. But for the most part, I'm going to be talking and explaining what's on the cards, because there's so much information on the cards. It would be hard for you to grasp the full concept of the deck without me actually like explaining it to you. And I went ahead and picked up her other deck This is actually a 2-deck system, the EFT Divination kit. So this is it's a 2-deck kit. So one of the decks goes over emotions and time frames, so how somebody is feeling and maybe how long they've been feeling that way or when they started feeling that way, that sort of thing. And the other one, it's something called EFT, which I never heard of until I saw this deck, but I definitely would like to learn. So EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. So I'm going to be learning what that is, and then once I learn what that is, I'll come back and do a review over these 2 decks. But basically it's some sort of way to detect blockages, and it tells you how to heal those blockages. So if anyone knows what EFT is, feel free to give us some more information in the comments, and you might actually enjoy this 2-deck system. So I'll be going over this later, some other time. But for now, we're going to focus on the Uncover Your Past Lives Oracle. And there is a guidebook that you can order. You can get it with or without the guidebook. I thought I had got it without the guidebook, but I guess I did order it. I ordered this deck months ago. It's a Kickstarter deck, so I had to wait months in order to get it, and I just got it today. Alright, so if you're interested in learning more about this deck, stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and open the box so we can get started going through the cards. And I'm just going to zoom in. So there is a magnetic closure on the box on the side, so you just open it that way. There's a ribbon to help you get the cards out, and the box is purple on the inside, which is my favorite color. So let me go ahead and get the cards out. So we have a little card that explains how to use the card, so I'm just going to read that. It says how to use the cards fronts and backs. While the subcategories on the card fronts are related to the theme on the card front, while the subcategories on the card fronts are related to the theme on that card front, it is not the same for the card backs. The categories on the card backs aren't associated with one another, nor are they related to the subject on the front of the card. See the manual for more information. So basically, you can use the backs of the cards if you have a specific question. So let's say you want to know a time frame, or you want to know what lesson you were supposed to learn in that life. If you want to know how you died in a particular life. If you want to know where you were located, what country, city. I don't know if she has countries or cities or how she has the locations broken up. If you want to know what your faith or religion was, you can use the backs of the card. So you can say, what was the lesson I was supposed to learn in this lifetime? Then you would shuffle the cards, and then it would tell you what the lesson was. Why is this blank? I think this might be just like an extra card. Okay, so sorry, I had the wrong card. So you would shuffle the cards, and then when one card falls out, or when you select the card, you would see that the lesson here is self-love. See, under self-love it says lesson. If you wanted to know a particular time frame, you would shuffle the cards, wait for one to come back, pick one, however you do it, and then you would see that the time frame was pre-earth, and so on and so forth for identity, love, faith, etc. Okay, so you can use the card fronts and the card backs to get information. There aren't a whole lot of cards that you'll see that you're able to do that with. So these cards are blank. Sorry, it just caught me off guard because there's a couple of these blank cards in here. So you could write what you want on these cards. If there's something missing, or if there's like information that you would like to see in a deck that you don't see in this deck, you could use these blank cards to write information on them. I'm assuming that's what those are for, but it was throwing me off. I'm like, why is there no information on here? Okay. So, yeah, there's a lot of blank cards in here. Okay, so that's just for people to use if they want to write their own things on them, which is always good. So you can see, like, they're not all the same. Like, for this one, love says spinster, and for this one, love says true love. So the backs are different. Some of them repeat themselves, but I think that's how she wanted it to be. And I did kind of mix these up a little bit, so it's not going to be in alphabetical order. So sorry about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the fronts of the cards and what the cards say on the fronts, and then I'll go over the backs of the cards after that. So if you want to see the fronts of the cards, please stay tuned. That's coming up next. Alright, we're going to be going over the information that can be found on the front of the cards for the Uncover Your Past Lives Oracle. There is a lot of information on the fronts of the cards, so you will have a keyword. For example, this keyword is poverty, and then you will have 4 other phrases. So, for example, we have lower class, dispossessed, beggar, and famine. So, I'm not sure how she goes about deciding which of the 4 key phrases applies. It could be that it depends on the way it falls. For example, if it falls upright and lower class is the closest thing to the top, then maybe you will go with lower class. So you may look at it and say poverty, and you were lower class in your past life. Whereas if it fell this way, you may look at it and say you were dispossessed in your past life. So I guess it would be up to the person that's doing the reading as far as how they are going to determine which of the 4 phrases applies. You're going to want to use your intuition. Also, you can read the book. I haven't read the guidebook that comes with it yet. Or you may want to draw more cards, and that might give you more information once you have all the cards out. Okay, so these cards are not in any particular order because I did kind of shuffle them. Like, I forgot I was going to do this, so I mixed them up a little bit. Okay, so the first one is poverty, and the second one is world war. And we have allied defender, allied invader, Holocaust, and Hiroshima. Next we have communications, writer, messenger, scribe, or publisher. Next we have city dweller, socialite, working class, shop owner, or innkeeper. Children, fertility, loss, infertility, and illegitimacy. We have childhood trauma, abused, abandoned, orphaned, kidnapped, or sold. If you have not gotten a past life reading before, or an Akashic Records reading, or a past life regression, I'm warning you now. Sometimes some of the stuff that comes up can be kind of traumatizing. So you may learn some traumatizing things that may have happened to you, or that you may have done to someone else. So you will want to be prepared for that. And you will want to make sure that your clients are understanding, if you're doing readings for other people, that there might be some disturbing information that might come out in these types of readings. Okay, so we have charity, benefactor, good Samaritan, beneficiary, and patron. Astral experiences, out-of-body experience, near-death experience, between lives, past life review. Burned, house fire, persecution, book burning, and branding. We have bully, easy target, flying monkey, tormentor, and scapegoat. Beauty, town beauty, femme fatale, struggles with appearance, and prostitute. So there are some archetypes that you may have seen in different archetype decks, like the prostitute and then the beggar on the other card. We also have banishment, exiled, shunned, disowned, forced underground, athlete, other, martial artist, gladiator, duelist. I don't really know what this word is, so I'm gonna guess that it's pronounced ascetic. I don't know what that is, but I'm guessing it has something to do with religion or beliefs because of the 4 key phrases. So we have Buddhist ascetic, Christian ascetic, hermit, and mystic. So I would have to look up that word to see what it is. We have artist, professional, model, collector, hobbyist. Animals, herder, animal lover, animal care, other. Alternative sexuality, sexual minority, Casanova, polygamist or polyamorous, and asexual. Oh, also the cards they have like a purple edge, just in case you are interested in, you know, that kind of thing. So next we have air disaster, asteroid, plane crash, bomb, tornado. I'm just gonna move these so my pile doesn't get too thick. Next we have adventurer, explorer, pioneer, crusader, other. Addiction, functioning addict, enabler, rock bottom, and caretaker. Accomplishment, celebrity, failure, competitor, and achiever. Abusive relationship, enabled, abused, rescuer, abuser. Power, position of authority, fame or recognition, abuse of power, loss of power. Psychic, high priestess, gypsy, astrologer, and prophet. Rebel, nonconformist, activist, revolutionary, anarchist. Religious devotion, reverence, mystical, evangelical, reverent, mystical, evangelical, and extremist. Revolution, proletariat, reign of terror, war or uprising. I'm back, okay? If y'all been watching me since I started this channel, then y'all know that my camera overheats all the time. So, it cut off. So we were on revolution, proletariat, reign of terror, war or uprising, and wealthy elite. Rise of civilization, dreamer, organizer, planner, and developer. Ritual sacrifice, ritual priest, cannibal, human sacrifice, and headhunter. Romance, true love, star-crossed love, love of convenience, and unrequited love. Royalty, direct descendant, illegitimate, deposed or loss of title. And it's kind of hard to read these upside down, so that's why I'm pausing a lot. And distant relation. We have rural living, peasant, farmer, hunter, woodsman. Saintly, philanthropist, caretaker, savior or hero, or martyr. Secret society, Freemason, other, Kimura, and Rosicrucian. I think I might know what Rosicrucian is, but Kimura, are those last names? I don't know. I'm going to look those up though. I know what a Freemason is for sure. Then we have secrets, secret agenda, secret affair, secret exposed, and kept in the dark. Servant, housework, childcare, other, indentured servitude. Sexual assault, victim, witness, bystander, and perpetrator. So again, there's going to be some things that could come up in these cards or in these readings that can be traumatic, but it's realistic. So that's why I like this deck, because a lot of the times we need to know if there was something traumatizing that we went through in a past life, because it could be affecting us in this life right now. Like I was telling y'all, I have I've had karmic relationships in this lifetime, and I have had to deal with this sexual assault in this lifetime from somebody that I had a karmic relationship in a past life. And when I looked into that past life, that was an abusive relationship as well. And I did a reading today to see what my soul contract is with this person. Because when I got my past life reading done by somebody else, she was telling me, I don't think you all are done. I think y'all might run into each other again, either in this life or the next life. So, I did the past life reading today using some other cards. And these are the cards I got: Violence, Hermit, Philandering Man, Eight of Pentacles, Karmic Connection, and Star. And then I got karmic relationship, soulmates, ascending, engagement ring, narcissist, empath paradigm. So I feel like I have a soul contract with this person. It is a karmic relationship, and I'm supposed to be helping him evolve some sort of way. And unfortunately, I don't know if we're done, because we had this situation. I don't want to keep saying it because people say you can't say certain things on YouTube, but we had this situation happen in this lifetime. So it looks like he's not done evolving. I feel like I'm evolving, but he's not done evolving. So with karmic relationships, it can be so weird. Sometimes it's a lesson you need to learn. Sometimes it's a lesson the other person needs to learn. And sometimes it's both of you. So I don't know if he's doing the spiritual work that he needs to do in order to evolve. But this is the kind of stuff that comes out when you're doing past life readings. So if you're going through something or a karmic relationship in this life, more than likely you may have gone through a similar thing in one of your past lives. So you're going to see a pattern repeating itself. And once you realize that there's a pattern of destruction repeating itself, then you can understand that you need to do whatever it is that you can do to break that pattern, so you don't have to keep repeating that lesson over and over again in your next life. So hopefully that wasn't like this huge tangent, but that just reminded me of that. That's one of the reasons why I'm so into past lives, because I want to heal all of the stuff and break all of the karmic cycles so that I don't have to keep repeating the same lessons over and over again. All right, so next we have industry: local artisan, international merchant, manufacturer, and money handler. We have injustice, injustice overturned, victim, perpetrator, and playback or revenge. So I think we had perpetrator on another card, and I've seen some other words that were repeated on different cards. I don't really have a problem with that, because there's so many cards and there's so much information to draw from. So that's not really an issue for me, but you may have noticed that just from me reading off the cards. We have insanity, delusions, mania, hysteria, and hallucinations. Instruction, teacher, master, mentor, and academic. intellectual, inventor, philosopher, scientist, mathematician. We have leadership, boss, leader, follower, ruler. Loss of a loved one, death, war, unexplained disappearance, and abandonment. She's thought of so many different things. Like, who would think to put unexplained disappearance? I would, but I didn't feel like making up. This is a lot of work. Imagine all of the work that she had to put into putting this together and thinking of the concept and how to execute it. So I definitely do appreciate this deck. I think I paid $45. I think the deck was $45, and then the book is like $12 or something like that. So you have to buy the book separate, which I thought I didn't buy the book, but I guess I did. Then we have magic, sorcerer or sorceress, alchemist, Wiccan, illusionist. Maritimer, explorer, fisherman, ocean traveler, pirate. Military, infantry, navy, air force, weapons development. We have murder, murderer, witness, suicide, or murdered. Nature worship, Franciscan mysticism, animalism, druidism, and pantheism. I'm going to go ahead and move these out the way so the pile doesn't get too big. We have obsession, other, obsessive love, obsessive lover, jealousy. Oppression, oppressor, domestic, religious, and social. Peacemaker, pacifist or pacifist, mediator, diplomat, other. Performer, dancer, musician, actor, entertainer. Brainwashing, other, political, religious, social. Let's go back to this performer class or performer card. So, if you know your birth chart, so for example, in my birth chart, I know my South Node was in Leo, which means you were somebody that was pretty important in the past life. So you could use this deck to see if you were a performer, if you were a king, a queen, if you were a celebrity, what you had like a high position in your past life or one of your past lives. So that's another way you could use this deck. You can go through your birth chart and then it can help you to clarify some of the things in your birth chart. All right, so I'm sorry if I'm going on too many tangents. I'm just thinking of different ways that I can use the deck. So brainwashing, social, other, political, religious. Government, advisor, deposer, court, or governor. Group living, commune, cult, tribe, monastery. Healer, herbalist, doctor, midwife, faith healer. Bless you, my son just sneezed. We have health issues, contagious illness, genetic illness, infection, and hypochondria. Ice disaster, ice age, blizzard, hail, hypothermia. Imprisonment, imprisoned, freed, escaped, imprisoner. Construction, other, carpenter, architect, builder. Adulthood, current lifetime. Current lifetime. Adulthood, gestation period, teenage years, and childhood. That card I don't really understand, so I would have to look into the book to see what it is that she means by that, or what the point of that card is. Let me see if I can find it. So this is the book. So for gestation period under current lifetime, it says something significant may have happened to you as a fetus. Whatever happened may still be affecting you. Perhaps a phobia or other issue is connected to something you experienced while in the womb. Okay, so I get it now. So this card is what could be affecting you in your current lifetime. Maybe something happened to you as an adult. Maybe something happened to you as a teenager, during childhood, or while you were in your mother's womb. So for me, that example that I gave y'all of sexual assault, that was in adulthood. Okay, and when I look back in my past life to see if there was any connection there, that was also adulthood, I guess, as well. I have to clarify that. So this is just to let you know, if you're not sure what's affecting you in this current life, you may want to look back into your teenage years, or go over your life as an adult, or your childhood. Did you have traumatic things happen to you as a child? That's my take on what the card means anyways. Okay, so next we have Defender, Knight, Mercenary, Special Intelligence, and Bodyguard. Destruction, Saboteur, Helpless Maiden, Fool, and Destroyer. Devil, Dark Magic, Possessed, Exorcist, Cursed. Diet, Gluttony, Vegetarianism, Nutritional or Food Issues, and Fasting or Deprivation. Discrimination, Social, Sexual, Religious, Limitation or Disease. Earth Disaster, Building Collapse, Earthquake, Animal Attack, Drought. Enslavement, Work Slave, Prisoner of War, Concubine, and Emancipated Slave. Just gonna move these out the way. Next we have Execution, Executed, Snitch, Witness, Executioner. Extraterrestrial, I can't say that. Extraterrestrial. Early Earth Dweller. Watcher or Guardian. Off-worlder or Close Encounter. Fall of Civilization, Corruption, Indulgence, Greed, Ignorance. Fire Disaster, Volcano, Forest Fire, City Fire, Explosion. Technology, Use of Technology, Technological Progress, Technological Disaster, and Abuse of Technology. The Law, Lawyer, Judge, Lawmaker, Law Enforcement. Torture, Witness, Torturer, Victim, Informer. Truth Seeker, Spying, Questioning of Authority, Investigation, Spiritual Questioning. War, Trauma, Warrior. Deserter, and then Conscripted. Water Disaster, Drowned, Flood, Lost at Sea, Tsunami or Tropical Storm. Wealth, Miser, Inheritance, Acquisition, and Gambling or Speculation. Wild West, Other, Cowboy, Settler, and Indigenous Person. Wisdom Keeper, Wise Person, Well-Informed, Wounded Healer, and Enlightened. And then we have Swindler, Evaded Capture, Perpetrator, Exposed, and Swindled. Alright, so those are the fronts of the cards. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the backs of the cards. So stay tuned if you want to see what the backs of the cards say and how you can use the backs of the cards versus the front. These are reversible, so you can use either the front, the backs, or a combination of the front and the backs in your readings if you would like to. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the backs of the cards, and then I will let you all know what some of the locations are on the cards. I think when you're doing a past life reading, it is important to have various different regions and locations and areas of the world, so that can give you a better idea about what your life would have been like in your past life. So the backs of the cards have different sections. So there's time frame, lesson, death, location, trauma, faith, love, and identity. So for example, on this card, the identity is young female, love is unrequited, faith is monotheistic, trauma is imprisonment, location is Mexico, death is a non-contagious illness, lesson is self-identity, and the time frame is early Bronze Age. So you would ask a specific question for the most part. Like, let's say you want to know what somebody's lesson was in that life, and then when the card falls out, or however you choose your cards, you would see their lesson was self-identity. If you want to know how they died, you would see non-contagious. So these aren't meant to necessarily be read together, all these different sections on the card. The way that she meant for these to be used, or intended for these to be used, I believe, is that you pick like one thing from the card, for the back of the card. So you would ask a specific question about how they died. Get a card, okay, this is how they died. Okay, well, I want to know what their faith was. Then you can see what their faith was from a different card, instead of saying, oh, well, they died from an illness and their faith was monotheistic. I think she wants you, or intends for it to be used one section on the card at a time. But of course, you can do what you want to do. It's your reading. So now that we've gone over that, I'm just going to tell y'all what the different areas and regions of the world are. She has quite a few, so I was glad to see that. So she has Mexico, Arctic or Antarctic, jungle, lost civilization, and these do repeat, so there will be about 5 cards that has each location. So you would have 5 cards that have lost civilization on it. Stars. I think that's really important that she included stars. Some of us are star seeds. North America. You have stars again. Okay, I put that in the wrong spot. Central or South America. Island. Russia. Africa, underground civilization. She has all the areas of Europe, so Eastern Europe, Southern Europe, Western Europe, Northern Europe. I don't want to have to go through all of those. Northern, Eastern, Southern, and Western Europe are all included. Okay, so we did that one. We have Oceania. Asia. Baltics or Central Europe, the Middle East, and India. So those are all of the different locations that she has on the cards. So I think it's a pretty wide variety. And then again, you saw all the different sections on the back. So you can use these cards in so many different ways. You can come up with your own system as far as how you want to use the cards. It's really going to be up to you. Oh, and then she has these blank cards that I was telling y'all about in the intro, so you can write your own words on them. There are 3 of those. Now, if you ordered the book, this is the book. And this is what the book looks like. So it has the card in black and white. And then she explains each section on the card. So this one is athlete. She explains gladiator, duelist, martial artist, and other. Now you can always take what you, insert your own information, your own knowledge about these particular sections on the cards, or you can read the book, whichever you want. She does have some areas here for you to write. So these are for the cards that are blank. So if you choose to use the blank cards and write on them, this section is here so you can write down your thoughts, why you chose that theme, what it means, what the different sections mean. So that way you won't forget. And then she has how to use the cards. So how to use the backs of the cards, how to put them in a spread. So there's a whole section on how to use the back of the cards. What is this? Oh, these are for the blank cards. Okay. And then she has some spreads in here and different ideas on how to use the cards. So here she says you can read the cards based on which areas are touching each other. So instead of reading the top of the cards, you would read the sections that are touching each other. So celebrity and governor are touching each other. So you would read those. You would read the bottom and the top of this card. Same here, bottom and top and the sides, instead of just reading the top of each card. Then here she shows how you can just read the top of each card. So there's different ways that you can use it. She explains archetypes versus past lives. She explains how she wanted to be diverse as far as ethnicities, and she may not be as politically correct. This is a deck that's meant to heal and be realistic. She says here it's not a feel-good deck, so there might be some things that may trigger you. There may be some things that aren't technically politically correct, but that is not why she made the deck. She made the deck to be realistic. So I definitely am very excited to use this deck, and maybe I'll come back with a review or a video to show you all how I've been using it. It is going to take some getting used to because there's so much information on the cards, but I feel like my intuition is definitely going to kick in, and I'm just going to, you know, go with the flow. And each reading I might read the cards a different way. It just depends on however my intuition is leading me. So I know this was a long review, but I feel like this was a deck that actually needed to be explained, instead of me just doing a walkthrough without me talking. But I may still do that for people who just don't have the patience to sit here and listen to me talk about the deck, or maybe you already know about the deck and you just want to see what the cards look like. Alright, so thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Y'all have a good day. Bye.